Are you that super strong, independent, and successful woman who is wondering why it is that your partner, your spouse, your kids, your family, and your friends really struggle to care for you and support you in the ways that you crave? Like maybe throwing a surprise party, or doing the chores without you having to ask 5 million times, or bringing home gifts for you. Wouldn't that be nice? Or maybe on the opposite polarity, you are the soft, loving, nurturing woman who's always getting taken advantage of at work, with collaborations, or sometimes at home. It feels like maybe you're people pleasing, you don't have any boundaries, and you've been missing the opportunity to really stand in your own truth. These are opposite polarities, and today we're going to talk all about polarities because the truth of us being able to command a room in corporate or business and receive support at home, or to be nurturing at home and, well, command in business, or whatever order you want to do it in, it's completely up to you, is the Tantric principle of polarity, which is also a universal law, a hermetic principle, all the stuff. We're going to talk about all of it today. My loves, the reason I'm telling you about this today is because I'm really excited for this map that we've created. It is the absolute key to everything that you have ever wanted success-wise. All the abundance, all the wealth, all the opportunities you crave, and everything you want at home: to be loved, to be cared for, to be supported, to be surprised, to be nurtured. So many of us, and myself included actually, spend our entire lives in one of four, kind of five, we'll talk about that, quadrant polarities. And when we stay there throughout our entire days, weeks, and months, years, decades, all we do is we allow only more of the opposite polarity to show up in our lives. And quite frankly, that's no bueno, because you're missing out then on 75% of the purpose of being here. You get to have access to all 100%, and when we stay in just one quadrant, we can only access what's directly opposite to us. So we're gonna fix that today, okay? We're gonna do that by talking about an introduction to the self-mastery map. This is a map that I've created along with my partner, Cian Kenshin. It's a fusion of a ton of different places, principles. So we're going to talk about that. But at the end of the day, it's 4 different quadrants, 4 different polarities, plus a center point that is going to allow you to create the success, love, and everything that you've ever wanted in your life. If you are new to this channel and you do not know who I am, shame on you. No, I'm just joking. Welcome. I'm Stephanie J. I'm the erotic and tantric alchemist. Here we blend sexuality and spirituality with the esoteric, the occult, modern, and the ancient, and we ground it right here for you. We ground it into the 3D realm and we fuse it together with some inspiration, a little bit of fun, mindset, all that good stuff, so you can create the life you've always dreamed of. If you didn't know, this is a fun fact, that sexuality is your pathway to leading an incredible life. Well, you're in the right place, because my friend, I got a lot to show you. So hit that subscribe button. You're gonna want to join me down the rabbit hole. Yeah. See, I'm even wearing white for it. It's a white rabbit, right? If you are just dying to see my face more than once a week, because I only post once a week, if once a week is not enough for you, I get it. You can join me in Facebook. My Facebook group, there's a link in the description below. It is called the Sex Lab. And we are often doing free challenges. I do weekly interviews with guests, and we are just generally very active in there. So if you have a lot of questions, I know you're gonna want to ask them to me. The best way to access me is there below or on Instagram. And we're gonna get into the good stuff right away, but I also want to remind you that I post every single week, except for the last 3 weeks, because I'm a human, thanks, on Sundays at 10 a.m. Pacific time, okay? So if you want to always, which obviously you do, catch all of my live videos, especially because if you love this video, this is a series. So you're gonna wanna make sure that you hit that subscribe button, put a reminder in your calendar, hit the notifications, do all that good stuff so that you do not miss a single one of these videos as they release at 10 a.m. Pacific every single Sunday. Why do I need to set the calendar? Well, because I am actually live on YouTube for the first 30 minutes before and after when a video drops to answer any of your questions. And because this is such a foundational, fundamental thing I'm showing you guys today, I know y'all are gonna have questions. So put it in your calendar, hit your notifications, hit subscribe, and let's get in there. So let's start. What is the law of polarity or the law of duality? So it's a universal law. It is literally so prominent that I can't even actually truly call it tantric. We see it in hermetics, we see it in alchemy, we see it in ceremonial magic, we see it in, well, tantra, Buddhism. Even Tony Robbins talks about, I spit you guys, talks about harnessing this powerful tool so that you can have a more powerful life. So it is literally everywhere. And yet, what exactly is it? So at its core, the law of polarity is the principle that everything has two poles. There's good and evil, love and hate, attraction, disconnection, north and south, day and night. I think you guys get the idea. In Newtonian physics, we even talk about this. We know that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. This is basically the same premise, we've just got a different filter on it of Newtonian physics. So it's literally everywhere. When we start talking specifically about energy, that's when it can kind of become more of a tantric principle. So we're talking specifically about energies, and that is because Tantra is the spiritual science of energy, which you guys would know if you've watched any of my other videos. So this principle, you guys, shows up in my life so often, I literally talk about it daily. Every single one of my one-on-one clients, every single one of my group clients, it shows up in my Facebook group all the time. It shows up in Cian's clients all the time. It shows up in his Facebook group all the time. It's a common topic of discussion with my friends, with my family, and I even use it to help run my business, Cian's business, Mind Hacker, and we use it in our relationship. So it, again, is literally everywhere, and we use it a lot. Because it comes up so frequently, we created this map. It is called the Self-Mastery Map, which has pulled together the long list of all the different systems that I've worked with into one cohesive place that will land for just about anyone you're talking to. It's even got influences of like astrology and the planets. Like it's crazy, you guys. It's amazing. So whether you are working with sexual energy or the Hermetic laws or universal principles, or you're more into alchemical properties or astrology, or you want to know about the Buddhist kleshas and skandhas, literally these are all in one map. And if you have no idea what the fuck I just said and you just want to know how to get your kids to do the chores without you asking them a million times, or how to get your husband to plan you a surprise birthday party, this is the map for you, okay? So even if you had no idea what I just said, still, this is gonna be the map for you. In this video, because this would be a long video if we did it all in one video, so we're gonna break it up. In this video, I'm going to introduce the map to you, and I'm gonna give you a high level idea of exactly how it works, how the polarities work, and then in the following videos, I'm gonna talk to you about how you use it to actually create change in your environment, in your world. That'll be the next one. And then after that, we'll do a deep dive into each of the 5 regions. So there's 4 quadrants and then 1 center point. So again, make sure if you're interested in this, that you're hitting the subscribe button so that you're notified for each and every single one of these. Okay, so we've talked polarities, and now you guys kind of know what we're gonna go through today, what you can expect. So what is the self-mastery map? First of all, it is easiest if you have it in front of you. So there is a link for you to access it as a PDF completely for free in the description down below. That is going to make this whole explaining thing way easier, unless I can like transmit the image directly into your brain, which maybe I know how to do. Let me know in the comments. So this is a combination of all these different systems. Again, I'm not going to say them here because I've already said them a few times. If you're really curious, they will be in the description down below. All of the different systems that are interlaid, you can also see them in the map. But all of them speak to the concepts of polarity and balance. And when you look at them all, they actually all line up with each other. It was pretty wild when we discovered this. So when we map all of these different systems into this, like onto a regular piece of paper, we end up with a 4-quadrant grid with a specific area in the defined center. So if you're to go like this and go like this, the horizontal line, just in case you don't have it in front of you already, your horizontal line, we are going to go from left to right, yin to yang. Okay? Then we're going to have this line, vertical, top to bottom. Top is light and bottom is dark. So you're going to end up like this, right? Gives us 4 distinct quadrants. And then there's a center area here, which we'll talk about. And each one has their own distinct properties, characteristics, behavior patterns, and both can be either in or out of balance, or awake and narcissistic, or neurotic. Almost like they have their own personalities, because they kind of do. So basically what happens is you end up with like light yin, light yang, dark yin, and dark yang, and then that center point. Okay, but we're gonna worry about the center point in another video, just so we don't confuse anyone. So for right now, you've got your T and you've got 4 quadrants. So now the vast majority of us are going to spend 90% of our time in only one of these 4 quadrants. Again, myself included. I'm gonna give you an example of 2 of them. If you're looking at the map, you're gonna see all of the different like emotional things, but I'm gonna give you 2 right now. So on one corner, you can see the creator, the orchestrator, the artist, somebody that's really fiery, that's passionate, that's optimistic, engaging, charismatic. Also potentially fiery in not the great way, a little hot-headed, maybe overly seductive, they hustle a lot, they're very manipulative, might be emotionally penetrative, demanding, and a little bit obsessive. Okay, so there's one archetype. These are the qualities of what we would call the dark yin energy profile, which aligns to the fire element, you know, Leo, Aries, and the wands in tarot, hot and dry in alchemy, Padma and the kleshas, etc. So that would be your bottom left quadrant if you're looking at the map. On the opposite side, we have the light yang energy profile. Sorry, this was dark yin, then we have our light yang, which is all about holding space, being patient, taking action, finding resolution, and change, but can also be jealous, create conflict, and desire separation. This profile is associated with the element of air and the swords in the tarot. So now we've got the upper left here, which is your light yang, and then your bottom, which is your dark yin. These are 2 of the 5 regions. And you can probably already see at least yourself or a close friend or family member that lives basically exclusively in that one quadrant. But that's only 75% of what's available to you. Oftentimes we believe this is our personality. Like, it's just who I am. I'm a Leo, I'm fiery, or I'm a Gemini, I'm airy. It just can't be changed. Yes, the stars do influence our personality. I will be the first one to agree with that. As above, so below, another law. And you are not stuck. The story that you are stuck that way couldn't be further from the truth. As conscious beings, we all have the opportunity to choose. We have the ability to put on, like a jacket, or step into desirable personality profiles and means of behavior based on the life we want to create, our desired outcomes. At the end of the day, you guys, you are not a victim to your birthday or your designated personality or Myers-Briggs or Enneagram or whatever. Every single human on this planet has the ability to choose how they show up in the world, and the beauty comes in range. The truth of who you really truly are, your highest expression, your highest self, exists in the center of those polarities, not in the extremities. So the goal here is to really create the life that you want by exhibiting that range, to be able to maximize your time here and create and receive everything that this 3D realm has to offer you in business and lifestyle and family and love and all of those amazing things by staying in your center, by owning your center, and then choosing when you opt into a polarity or a quadrant. When we're able to call ourselves into that center, when we can really, truly, consciously choose which polarity or which quadrant we want to be on any given day, our lives will rapidly change. Imagine you can choose to be in your earthy energy when you've got a big business meeting and you want to rock it. You can consciously choose to step into that energy, consciously choose to be in your pentacle, dark yang energy, business-like, boss babe, and crushing it. And you don't have to stay there because it's exhausting to be there all the time. You probably don't want to be in that energy 24/7. And if you are right now, that's probably why you have trouble receiving and you have to work so hard for everything, because that's the area of work. So maybe when we get home, instead of staying in that energy, we can choose to move into the opposite polarity, which is our light yin energy, where we get to focus on love, relationships, and receiving. You see what we're doing here? I hope so. So by being a specific energy, instead of sticking to like, oh, I have a personality, no, we're being a specific energy. We get to choose what we call in and who we are being in any given moment. The key here, you guys, is conscious choice. Conscious choice, okay? So your homework for this week, take some time, download the map below if you haven't done it already, download the map below and take some time to see if you can pinpoint where it is that you and your closest family members or colleagues or whoever you spend the most time with are each located. Where are you and where are the people you spend the most time with? If you feel called to, feel free to drop a comment down below and let me know what polarity you're in and what polarity the people around you are in. And of course, let me know if you have any questions at all, okay, you guys? I love the questions. So today we've introduced the self-mastery map. I've explained the idea of the 4 quadrants plus the center, which is your higher self/void. We'll get into that more in another video. And I've introduced the fact that each quadrant has its own personality profile and that you are not the victim to your birth date, to a particular personality, or to your Enneagram or whatever else, but that you actually have the opportunity to consciously choose which energy you're going to wear or be so that you can become a master at both home and business. Okay? You've got homework, which is to figure out where you and your friends are. And then next week, we're going to talk all about how you can actually shift. How do you go about shifting into each of these different spots? Because I know what you're saying is like, this is all great and fancy stuff, except what do I do about it? Next week, I'm going to tell you how we can do that. And then the weeks after, we're going to go into each one individually, okay? Beautiful. Now, if you're absolutely loving this content, you already know, find me on Facebook, find me here. But if you want to go deeper, I also offer one-on-one accelerated containers. In these containers, we infuse tantric principles, sexual energy into your business to create a new kind of rocket fuel and your own secret sauce for success into 2021 and beyond. So if you are, like so many of my clients, sitting around wondering why you've invested so much time, money, and energy into your business, and the success is kind of there, but like quite frankly, it's not what you know you're capable of, then this is the work for you. This is not for people who are starting their business. This is for people that already have some success and they're ready to amp it up. Tantric principles like this one, coupled with erotic alchemy, is literally going to change the game for you. If you're already getting a little bit of traction, we're just gonna add some extra fuel and it is literally gonna change your life. So if that sounds interesting to you, hit me up on my website, also in the description below. Everything has an application, so you'll want some time to fill that out. And then we will get you into the multi-passionate, high-performing individual that you are meant to be and launch you into the stratosphere. And of course, if you are loving all of this and that is not quite available for you yet, you're just starting out, that is totally okay. I love you and I would love for you to like and share this content. That allows other people just like you to find it, and I believe so deeply in divine timing and in karma. And the more that we share this so that others can find the message that they need, the more we help humanity raise, and the faster you, regardless of what your career or life path is, are going to rise as well. So let's all rise together. Let's create life-changing work together so that we can have even more amazing impact on the souls of this planet. That's it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching, my lovers, and I will see you on next week's episode where we are going to dive deep into how to use this map to change your reality. I'm super grateful for having you here. Thank you so much. Have a great day.